Do these people look happy? I don't think so. They're addicted. I'm talking about the pickleball problem.
Do you play pickleball? How many people raise your hand? Are you a pickleball player? Everyone's playing. It's the new hottest sport, especially for us, senior citizens, those getting older. We have little pickleball gangs. Pickleball is like the hot new thing. If you're not playing it now, you probably will be playing it soon. It's really popular. Yeah, it started like 60 years ago in 1965. And it was really slow to get popular. About 10 years ago, all of a sudden it exploded. And about last 5 years, and I started playing it about 6 months ago when I played too much. More about that later. If you look at these stats, 36.5 million pickleball players are playing it. That's a lot of people. So what is pickleball? It's sort of like tennis, but it's the court's like a quarter the size, so there's not as much running around. It's sort of like ping pong, but there's a lot more running. And the ball is hard, which means if you get hit with the ball, it can really hurt if you're too close. We're going to talk about the pickleball problem. That's right, the pickleball problem. Let's first start with the accessories. The things you obviously need. You need paddles, right? You need paddles. You can get cheapy paddles for $10 each, or you can buy paddles for $200 or more. I've got a $15 paddle. I've got a $60 paddle, and I just got a $160 paddle. You can spend a lot of money on your paddles. And also the balls. There's all different types of balls. I mean, there's regulation shapes and sizes. They come in different colors and different formations. There's indoor balls and outdoor balls. Usually the yellow ones are sort of soft, and older people who don't have fast reflexes like those, where the red ones are hard. And you hit them really hard, and they go bam, bam, bam. It sounds like a machine gun going off. And then, of course, you can buy all kinds of accessories. Like a net. I've got a net. I've got a portable net. I can go anywhere and set up my little pickleball net, and we can play pickleball. You can get this little silly thing is where you put a sucker thing on the end of your racket, and you can pick up the pickleball. So when you're running around, but you don't want to bend over, you can just reach down and pick that pickleball up that way. You can get customized pickleballs. You can get pickleball bandages. I mean, if you hurt yourself while playing pickleball, you can use a pickle bandage on it. Or if you want to play at night, they've got psychedelic glow-at-night pickleballs and pickleball tape, so you can tape out your court that you want to play with if you want to play at night, if you're really desperate for the pickleball experience. And then there's pickleball clothes, pickleball jewelry. Dinking. Dinking is the spot that sophisticated pickleball players do when they place the ball in the corner. Instead of just slamming it really hard like us macho guys do. We like slamming it. And there's pickleball clothes. Just dink it. Just dink it. And of course, the pickleball controversy. Union 2 days ago. The opinion section of the biggest problem with pickleball, there's not enough pickleball courts. So all the pickleball players want more courts. And what kind of courts are we taking over? The tennis players. So the tennis players hate us pickleball players. There's all kinds of issues going on with pickleball players versus tennis ball players. And of course, people who live near a pickleball court hate it because it's so loud. And also, people are complaining that as pickleball players, we're kicking the kids out of playgrounds. So we can play pickleball there too. Hey, we're baby boomers. We've got rights. Okay, let's talk about pickleball pains. Pickleball hurting, falling down, getting your sprain, getting an arm sprain. This is my pad I'm wearing all the time on my arm now. Pickleball injuries. It's sort of like you get tennis elbow, but you get pickleball elbow and pickleball wrist. And you can fall down and hurt yourself. I fell down about 3 months ago. I was tripped, went flying, hit my head on the ground, got a concussion, had a big old bump for like 2 or 3 days. And then here's the gal from the show today, the Today News show on NBC, Savannah Guthrie. She hit herself in the head playing pickleball. There's a dent here. And I guess this went viral about the dangers of pickleball. This guy up here, he's a really good pickleball player, right? And he was playing so hard, so fast, and he turned his head really fast to see the ball, and he tore his aorta in his neck. And he collapsed on the floor. They rushed him to the hospital. By the time he got to the hospital, he had three strokes, but obviously he's alive. Pickleball can be dangerous. There are 3 signs, though, of pickleball addiction. We're talking about giving up on your social activities like Toastmasters. Have you noticed I haven't been around? Bowling, volleyball. I used to play volleyball 2-3 times a week. No more. I used to go bowling every week. No more. Going to movies in the morning. I don't do that anymore. And my family, well, that's a whole different subject. Playing too often. This is the big one. I was playing 5 times a week, sometimes some days playing twice. And that's what gives you these stress injuries. So now I've cut back to maybe 3 times a week. If I'm good, maybe just twice. And finally, always talking about pickleball. Do you guys have any pickleball friends? Have they tried to make you come play pickleball with them? Yep, pickleball addiction. Finally, my lessons learned. How you can deal with pickleball. Start off with a good location, a good crowd. Some pickleball locations, they're really crowded, and they're really aggressive, and they're real competitive, and people throw fits, and they're really adamant about the rules. Find a good location. People are mellow and soft. This is me in my local Sabre Springs gymnasium. It's pretty good. Don't spend a lot of the accessories. You don't need to buy pickleball jewelry. Always warm up, stretch, get it together. And as I said, don't overdo it. Don't play every day. And finally, be friendly and have fun.